Hey, this is Steve Seyfried from Seyfried Cymbals. I picked up a few inexpensive ride cymbals recently that I'm going to do a modification on and hopefully change them completely from what they started with. So I want to give you a quick walkthrough of what I got. Classic Zildjian ZXT medium ride, quite heavy, as you might expect, and very, like you would expect, kind of a very simple sound, very unrefined, not very musical, but it is what it is. It's a price point sort of thing. Okay. Sabian B8 ride at 2450 grams or so, or 2340. They're basically all that weight, which is pretty impressive. So this has a little bit more wash, but it's still a very simple kind of cymbal. Again, it's a budget cymbal. This one's kind of interesting. This is a Zildjian ZBT Plus. You can hardly read it, but it does say that. It's a medium ride. It's a very big bell that is fairly integrated into the shape of the rest of the ride. And it's very triangular, so not very curved, but still kind of tall. I honestly haven't even hit this yet. Okay, it's loud. Again, it is what it is. Budget line, worn, plenty of patina. See what I can do with them. Okay. Shape's a little funny, but the bell's tiny. That's what I was going for. Did it. So the mods are now complete, or mostly complete. I may go back and do a little bit more work on them, but I feel like they turned out pretty well. I ended up taking pretty much the same approach on all three cymbals, trying to basically do the exact same thing and see if I can get the exact same thing in the end, and it worked pretty well. They were all very similar. They had the same pros and same cons, basically all three the same. So after a few revisions, I ended up actually taking them in slightly different directions, but they're still very much the same. Like, they could be considered the same line. If you were to buy them from a standard brand, it would be, kind of within that range. But they do have different characteristics, slightly different pitches, different characters to the wash, different attack.
So let me get into demoing these for you so you can see them better and hear what they sound like.
Here is the ZXT medium ride. It went from a weight of 2,573 grams down to 2,073 grams. So it took off exactly 500 somehow. I have made the bell considerably smaller, given it an overall very different shape than it had in the beginning, and definitely a very different topography, and now it gets a very different sound. This was the Sabian B8 ride. Started at 2,342 grams and is now down to 1,885 grams. I have made the bell considerably smaller, as well as made the shape lower, like the other ones. Made the overall profile lower, got it a different shape, and then definitely changed the overall, as some people call it, topography of the cymbal. So it gets a very different sound. The smaller bell makes it a lot more controlled, a little quieter, a little bit more sparkle and less just in your face. And it is also much crashier now, so you can play it in more of a jazz context. this one used to be the Zildjian ZBT Plus 20-inch medium ride. It is still 20-inch, but now it has had the bell reduced in size considerably. It's now down to the size of a mini bell. The overall shape has changed of the cymbal. You can see it there, and the more of the local topography, as it's referred to, has changed as well. So the sound is very different, and you can see I used a slightly different hammer on this one, which gives it a different look and behaved a little differently while I was doing it. So the sound again is much. There's so much more wash. It's crashier. It's not nearly as loud as it used to be with now that it has such a smaller bell. Anyway, I dig it. I hope you do too.
I hope you like what you heard. I encourage you to check out my website, follow me on Facebook, and check out the rest of my YouTube page to see what else I've been working on.